How to not suck at CSGO, episode 14. My first tip would have to be to pay attention. Now ideally you want to know everything that is going on the battlefield, but that is not always possible. So you have to start with what you see. Now I'm going to show a clip here, and it's my friend and I shooting through the smoke and killing an enemy without ever actually seeing him or her. So if you paid attention to the clip, the way we did that was we noticed the shadow of the enemy, and we knew where the bomb was dropped. So naturally the enemy would ideally be going towards the bomb, using the smoke as cover. However, that didn't work out. We saw the shadow, we fired at their approximate location, so at that point you have to estimate that the enemy is going to try to move back because they're trying to bait you or something like that. So we both shot at slightly different places. I got the kill, doesn't really matter who got the kill, the important thing is we anticipated the enemy to be there. Now, you also want to pay attention to the radar and the kill feed, because if your friendlies are in combat, they don't necessarily have time to push the button to talk, so they might do callouts that are a couple of seconds late, but even though it's only a couple seconds late, this is a big deal. Same goes for the radar. Sometimes your friend might spot an enemy and it lights up the radar, but maybe they didn't actually pay attention and they didn't realize that they spotted the enemy. I see this happen all the time, it's really funny, but always pay attention to the radar, always pay attention to the kill feed, and always pay attention to what's in front of you. Having a lot of intel is great and all, but it is completely useless unless you can exploit it effectively. So how do you do that is the real question here. Well, I don't think there's necessarily a specific answer that you can get to that. However, there are some guidelines that you absolutely need to follow. First of all, you need to be calm. If you're not calm in a match, it's going to affect your performance. Next, you need to approach every situation with a critical mind. Aim to problem solve. So it's almost like a math problem. You really have to be thinking about Counter-Strike as you're playing it. It's not just a Twitch-based game, although that is an important element of it. However, it is also a thinking person's game. So I'm going to show you a clip of exactly what I mean here, and just let me set it up. So the enemy has 2 people left, we've killed 3, and I saw an opportunity for pushing in. Even though we're defending, I saw the opportunity for a push and decided to go with it. So here's the clip now, and I can see on the minimap that my bot just got killed. I knew that it was a bot because our guys weren't pushing that hard, so I decided to move in. Now normally I would advise against that, but however what happened here was the enemy was facing the bot and firing their gun, so I decided to push in and use sound as my cover. Now, as you notice, I didn't walk at the very beginning, which maybe was a mistake, maybe wasn't. It's hard to say if the enemy would have turned around in time. So I pushed in for a few steps, I heard the gunfire stop, so at that point I decided to walk it. I don't know if the enemy heard me, it looks like they didn't because they never turned to face me. So I saw the shadow coming through the door, you know, I moved a little bit to position myself better. I wound up positioning myself worse actually, but since I got the drop on the enemy, you know, no problem. Point is, I was paying attention to the radar and I saw I had an opportunity and I decided to take it. So it wasn't perfectly executed or anything, but the point is that I saw a way to take control of the situation and I decided to go for it. So if you pay attention to the whole battlefield as much as you can and use intel as effectively as you can, you are setting yourself up for good decision making. Now, this won't guarantee you make a good decision. You can make a mistake still. We're all human. I make mistakes all the time. But you are setting up the potential of a good decision existing to a much greater extent than the potential of a negative decision. So, thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to give you a quick thanks. I know I haven't made a video in a while for Counter-Strike. I just haven't had that much time. But now that I do, I should be cranking out some more pretty soon. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're into that sort of thing. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description. I'll be announcing when I do live streams and that sort of things on there. Cheers!